Hey, what is going on YouTube? Aaron here. We are back on the Mac Boys, and we have the patch notes for you nice and early. Um, and of course, this is the Halloween update, so we have the Halloween Rasputin event again. I'm sure Peek and I will play that with Spartan and do a whole video on it, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. I will link these patch notes if you guys want to read the entire thing, but we're going to hit the main points here. The Halloween event returns, and you will get the biggest prize of a Commonwealth Tier 5 Premium Cruiser Perth, which we will go over more towards the middle of this video. And I think the commander, I'm not actually not sure, but there is a unique commander they said for this ship. But anyway, what I'm most excited about, there's two things. This being one of them is the campaign. It is the Kronstadt Project 69, and this is basically a down-tiered Stalingrad. I'm excited about the campaign and a Russian heavy, but I'm not excited that WarGaming keeps adding in tier 8 versions of ships we already have. The Musashi was the previous one, and this one is the Stalingrad, which is the Kronstadt. So basically, it's just a weaker Stalingrad. It has 25 millimeter front plating per the PC stats, as well as weaker AA characteristics. I have a video coming out soon on the Riga and proper armor angling, so that will kind of be like a first look type at this ship because it's very similar. Now, obviously, the Riga has different caliber guns, but it has similar nose armor, radar, and play ability, where the Russians do fairly well with their AP and not so much their HE. With higher caliber guns, high velocity, and more shell penetration than most. But they're fun ships to play, and yeah, I will link this. Oh my god, PC link if you guys want to look at this, the PC stats. Now, a few of the stats have changed for recent ships. Again, I'm not sure what WarGaming is doing with their tiering, but the Republique was down tiered from a 10 to an 8, so this will be a tier 8 from a 9 to an 8. So you can expect a few of the stats to change, but not that many. The next thing that I am most excited about, and I'm really glad WarGaming is doing this, but I still hate the Bureau, is the Bourgogne, the legendary tier 10 French battleship that we have here on the PC stats. It is basically a Richelieu on steroids. Or a John Bart on steroids, because it actually has a main battery reload booster and engine boost consumable. It can also go 32 knots. So it is, now it does have fairly low caliber guns for the tier, but you can make up for that with positioning and, a commander like A.L. Dunkirk, which can switch, or I don't know her exact name, Dunky, which can switch those turrets. But we have 3 quad turrets, I believe, is it 3 or 4? Yeah, it should be 3 by. So 12 guns total of 380 millimeter. Now that is low caliber. You will not be able to overmatch 27. So a lot of the tier 8s, even some tier 7s, if you got a failed division, can survive salvos to the bow. But if you get that flank, you use that speed, you can absolutely decimate targets. And the French also have strong HE, so don't be afraid to use that. But we're looking at 75,000 health here approximately, with a 28-second reload on those guns, as well as some decent AA, it says on the patch notes here. So excited about that. Something I'm also sort of excited about is the tier 8 Prince Rupert. You do have a little bit better guns in the front as opposed to the Zeton here, but I'm not too excited about these. They were fun to play for a minute, but then the limited damage cons and the HE meta is just, it's boring. Honestly, they're fun, but they're not meta changing at all. We've played this game so much, me personally, that it was nice to get an off ship like these German battle cruisers. And having that just torpedoes, secondaries, main guns is kind of fun for a bit. But the lack of armor, you do have the weak nose armor there. I think it's 27 millimeter plating as well. And just the limited damage cons, like we said, without really a dedicated battle cruiser type commander. It just, you either died quickly or you didn't get the most out of the ship or most out of the battle. But that is kind of the fun of Legends and playing those off-tier ships like the Amalfi and different things like that. So that is that. And anyway, moving on, Tommy Boy actually hinted at this in one of his videos. The Ark Royal is coming as a tier 5 carrier. I'm not really too excited about this. If you're into carriers, then here we go. The Bayard, I know MetaJerk will be super excited about this one. A Tier 7 French cruiser, and I know what's going to happen. This is going to be released in the third or fourth week of the campaign. The CCs are going to get it, and we're going to play it, and we're going to do well, and people are going to cry that it's overpowered and needs a nerf, just like the Plymouth, even though the Plymouth is performing at the top of, but not the top at Tier 7. So whoever the guy said it's overperforming, no, it was not. It is not. So, but it is a Tier 7 premium French cruiser. I think it is a Tier 8 on PC. Yeah, it's a Tier 8 on PC. So it looks like they're going to be moving away from the Tier 6s as much and more into the Tier 7. So open up your wallet, guys, for the more expensive. But I don't mind this at all. I like these ships coming into the game, and without this update of the Tier 8, it probably wouldn't have came. So basically, it's I don't know, it's an Atlanta on steroids. It's got the 152s here. We've got the 12 guns, 7-second reload, but with our commander system, I'm sure we can get that down to 5 seconds. And I know that Hipper is going to love this word right here. Speed and agility. So it's got a combination of main battle reload booster, fast turret traverse, and just a bunch of things that's going to make this ship probably one of the most hated for a while until the next campaign comes out or the next premium Tier 7 ship. Guys, this is an example of power creep. This ship is probably going to be very strong. I actually have a feeling this one might be overpowered, but we shall see. And you can't really judge a ship's performance based off of the games that the top 1% players have. Like, you put Chile in any ship really, or myself in any ship, and we're gonna do well. I think I proved that with The Sims on stream the other night, but it's you can't use that as a basis, and that's part of the problem. But I have a feeling the ship is going to be really strong. So anyway, we're moving on from that, and we have the Tier 5 Commonwealth Cruiser, the Perth, and that is the Halloween event reward, and it comes with its own unique commander, and that is Harold Farncombe. He's got some perks here. Your ship's detectability time after firing main battery. So that's actually, inside a smoke. So 2 seconds. Isn't it 3 seconds to lose detectability? I don't know. We will check on this ship. It looks like a fun ship to play. This one, I've been having a little bit more fun at medium tiers, Tier 5 mainly, and this looks like a fun ship to play. So smoke generator, above average concealment, and agility, what's not to like. Hipper's going to love these. So it says tailor-made commander, which is this dude. We also have a Tier 3 Japanese battleship that I could not care any less about. If you guys want to read it, like I said, I will add in the patch notes. And the last kind of thing that this update holds, which I am really not a big fan of, is a buff to carriers. I don't know why WarGaming keeps wanting to just anger the player base, but other than the few carrier mains, which do well already, they're buffing the health to planes and the air detectability. So I guess you'll be able to spot the planes a bit sooner. I don't know why, but they are increasing the carrier detectability, surface detectability, so you will be able to spot them from. So, for all my DD mains that avoid any sort of responsibility and go carrier sniping, you guys will have a slightly easier time doing that. So it has the list of all of these, and most of them are buffs. There's a few nerfs, some kind of hidden in here, but if you guys want to deep dive into the stats, I'm not going to sit here for 8 minutes and read each one individually. The one that is kind of funny to me is the Parseval and the Pobeda are both getting health increases to their planes. Not sure why either of those carriers need it. A good player in either of those carriers, I'm not. I always say that I'm not the best carrier player, even though I'm probably better than like 95% of the player population. I can do well in the Graf Zeppelin and the Pobeda. So if I can do well in these ships, they don't need a buff. I can tell you that. But anyway, guys, that is the patch notes. There's a few changes here, and one of them is actually really funny. The Duca d'Aosta. I made a troll Facebook post, and I can't find it right now, but it's actually getting a nerf of a half a second decreased reload. I got like a 3100 XP game in it and joked on Facebook because everyone was like, oh my god, people are getting good games on the Plymouth. It's going to get nerfed. WarGaming, it's a bait and switch. I'm sure WarGaming has their money-making tactics, as do all games. it's a free-to-play game, guys. They have to make money somehow. Well, I don't think it's a purposeful bait and switch. It's definitely power creep though, like we mentioned with the Bayard. You're going to be seeing more of these ships that are slightly more powerful. It's a sales tactic. It's what they do. But anyway, we posted that the Duca was going to get a nerf. It actually did. I posted this 2 hours before we got the patch notes, and Blip just kind of laughed at me. He's like, "Well, oh well." We're also getting a buff to the Abruzzi, and I think a nerf to the Talon as well. So. As well as a nerf to the Fiji. I don't know why those two needed it. The Tiger 59 actually outperforms Tallinn in battle performance in terms of wins. Yeah, that's right. You heard me right. The Tiger 59 is one of the best premium cruisers, or maybe the best tier 6 cruiser. I don't know, but regardless, I'm not sure why we're nerfing this even more. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think WarGaming plays their game enough, personally. I don't think these ships need nerfs. I think the other ships need buffs, is the problem. A lot of the tier 6 cruisers are painful to play, but that's besides the point. No SAP yet on the tech tree cruisers, unless I missed something or didn't read it all the way. But yeah, this is kind of my last minute patch notes video. Hope you guys enjoyed. AA run out. Peace.